Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. My name is Jamie, and if you've been following us on Facebook and on Instagram, then you know that yesterday we had a chance to look at Xiaomi's latest flagship device. I'm of course talking about the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3. Now, if you're not familiar with this particular model, just a bit of background. The first iteration of this phone came out way back in 2016, way before 18:9 aspect ratio was a thing, and it's a pioneer for today's all-screen smartphones. And the one problem that it had was that it had a bit of a chin, and it housed the front camera on the bottom right of the device, which means if you love taking selfies, it was a pretty weird angle. You had to flip over the phone to make sure that you look good for your selfies. And it's something that they really address this time around because of that pop-up camera, or should I say slide down feature. Now, before we get into our hands-on review of this device, let's hear from the folks over at Xiaomi on why you should check out this device.
Hi everyone, my name is John and I'm the Regional Director of Xiaomi Southeast Asia. Today we are in the Mi Mix 3 workshop in Philippines, and today with me, this is the latest Mi Mix 3. We have just announced it today. The Mi Mix 3 is made of a 6.36 full display AMOLED screen, and as you can see, now this time there's no more edges. You are able to enjoy the full screen display on your phone. And also we bring in the latest technology called the slide. So this time you can slide the phone up and down just to take the selfie or enable the call answering functions. And as usual, on the back, this is the phone is made of ceramic, which is very durable, and also it's got a flagship dual rear cameras. It's a 12+12 Sony sensor camera, and also in the front we got a 24 megapixel plus 2 megapixel dual camera also. And overall, the Mi Mix 3S comes with the Snapdragon 845, and also we have a SKU of 6 or 8G or even the 10GB variant, which is available in market. And today, this is perfect reason why you should be getting a new Mi Mix 3. Thank you.
Alright, so now that you've heard from the company on why you should check out their latest flagship device, let's give you our initial impressions. Now, we were able to spend about an hour or two with the Mi Mix 3, and right off the bat we can tell you that it's a really good looking smartphone. It maintains that ceramic back that was used in past iterations of this phone that really gives you that premium look and feel. The ergonomics are great. It feels really good in the hand. Now, the dimensions are pretty much the same as the Mi Mix 2S. It's just slightly thicker and slightly heavier, but not so much so that it'll become cumbersome. Now, this phone is definitely going to draw a lot of comparison to the Oppo Find X because of that slide down or pop-up cameras, if you will, to reveal your selfie camera. But we kind of like Xiaomi's implementation of this particular feature, since the Oppo Find X runs on a motor, and if you recall what I said during my initial impressions for that device, the more moving parts you have, the more concerned you should be, or the more careful you should be with your phone, since you never know, like one bad drop could send that motor going haywire, and next thing you know, you'll be sending it to the service center and you will be without a flagship device for a couple of weeks. Now, what Xiaomi has done is it's a bit of a throwback to a time where a smartphone was a thing. It's a slide down that's held together by magnets. It's supposed to be rated for 300,000 actuations, which, if you do quick math, that's about 273 times a day over the course of 3 years. Now, I'm not sure how often you check your smartphone. I guess it depends on how busy you are or how much you work on your device, but I'm guessing that's more than enough to get you through the day. Now, as for the rest of the specs on this phone, we've actually been talking about the display for quite some time. You have a 6.39-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED panel, so content consumption on this device will definitely be a blast. Now, for its processor, you have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 processor. Since this is a flagship device, you get only the best. Now, speaking of which, you get up to 10 gigabytes of RAM, so that's a lot of RAM for playing games and multitasking and whatnot. So you can expect the performance on this smartphone to be really awesome. That's something that we'll be able to test out for you in the future when they do send us a review unit. The units that they had on hand were actually running on the Chinese ROM and not the global one, so we were not able to kind of run benchmarks and the usual things that we do for hands-on reviews. But yeah, that's something that will have to come in our full review or when we revisit this phone when it gets sent to us, so stay tuned for that. Now, in terms of the cameras, on the back you have two 12 megapixel cameras, and for taking selfies you have a 24 megapixel main camera that's paired with a 2 megapixel depth sensor for that really creamy bokeh effect. Now, in terms of image quality, they really upped their game with the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3. It received 103 on the DxO Mark scale, which is really impressive, which really tells you that, again, they really leveled up their photography game, where we want to show you some sample photos, but that'll have to wait for the time when the review units get to send to Unbox HQ. You'll just have to wait. We'll leave it as a pinned comment down below when we do receive the phones and we do take some sample photos. So just a little bit of patience, guys. We'll get you those camera samples in the future. Now, the phone runs on Android Oreo 8.1 with, of course, MIUI 9. It's unclear whether or not they're gonna get the Android Pie update, but we're pretty sure that it will. Now, juicing up the phone is a 3200 milliamp hour battery that should give you enough juice for the day. Now, you've heard our impressions of the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3, but we decided to ask our friends over in the tech scene what they thought about Xiaomi's latest flagship, so check it out. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up this quick video on the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3. If you enjoyed it, throw us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on the next ones. If you have any questions, just leave them down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews, head to unbox.ph, and of course, follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Jamie, peace, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time.